Turn off your cell phones. And another reminder about recording the press conference on your cell phones in here is prohibited. And once again, the Bob Holt rule, please identify yourself, your affiliation, and try to get one question at a time. With McIntyre and Turner, if you need other players, you just check with Arkansas SID, Oliver Gregg, and he'll help you out with that. I want to thank Suzanne Sabota once again for helping us out. Suzanne won't be able to be with us the rest of the week, but she's volunteered for a long time down here. And thank you, Suzanne. She'll be back next year, I hope. Games tomorrow, game 11, Arkansas, Oklahoma. Oklahoma will be the home team, and A&M and Oklahoma. Oklahoma is the home team, and Arkansas, Ole Miss. Ole Miss will be the home team tomorrow night. This is by the formula. Okay. Congratulations, Dave. Okay. Michael, the hat, please. Oh, man. Yeah. Whoa.
The O hat.
I know. It's
Hat Patrol.
and Will, your hat too. Will.
Yeah, we got this crazy hat.
Okay. Preliminaries are over with. Dave, give us your overview.
Okay, just a really well pitched game by Will, and gave us an opportunity to build on a lead. Obviously, offensively, we got some big hits, some big 2-out hits, and put that. We didn't put it away completely after the fourth, but we felt really good because of the way Will was pitching. I mean, he was throwing the ball down, he was mixing his pitches, and get him looking for the cutter a little bit, and he'd throw the fastball and vice versa, and just really did a great job. I thought we played outstanding defense behind him, and he knows that he can throw the ball around the plate, and we're going to field it most of the time, and just a good win for us.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions for the student athletes first. Just raise your hand, and Suzanne or Molly will get the mic to you, and we'll start here with Tom. Molly?
Tom Murphy, Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. I want to ask you all about Will McIntyre. Could you tell us what he was throwing, what made him effective tonight, and then can you tell us what you were throwing and what made you effective?
Everything. Fastball, curveball, cutter, changeup, and all for strikes. So whenever you got a 4-pitch mix like that and you're throwing them all for strikes, it's a pretty good game plan for sure.
Will?
I give credit to him. He's a really good pitch caller.
Okay. Aaron.
Aaron Fitt, D1 Baseball. Michael, to follow up on that a little bit. I mean, when you think about, what you've seen out of Will over the last 2 months, his emergence, what do you think has been kind of the keys to his development since he's built this confidence over the last couple of months?
He just works hard, man. He didn't get that many opportunities early on, and he waited for his time, and when he got it, he shined. And he's taking advantage of every opportunity he gets. And if you go out and throw strikes for us and go deep in the game, it's been huge for us. So we hope he can continue to do that.
Get back over here.
No Darling, CWS 247. Both you guys, how much confidence does it give you guys when you're out there when you have the best middle infield in college baseball behind you?
Michael?
It's nice. I feel like, especially if you happen to get behind an account, that I can just set up middle because I trust our defense so much. So, yeah, I mean, we've been saying that all year. Those guys are ridiculous up the middle, so it's fun to watch for sure.
Will?
Yeah, those two up the middle, you get a ball to either one of them, I never have a doubt they're going to make a play on it.
Okay.
Andrew Hutchinson, hogbeat.com. Will, I'm wondering where this performance maybe ranks for you in all time.
I'd say that's number one.
Okay. Christine?
Christina Long with Southwest Times Record. Will, you kind of maybe thought you might start yesterday and then got the nod today. Just what were kind of the last 24 hours like? When did you find out you were going to start today? And then what was kind of the anticipation of today waiting around like?
I knew after yesterday's game I was told I was going to start today, and today just laying around the hotel room just trying to get my mind right, and knew I need to step up for my team so we can get to tomorrow.
Okay. Next question, if any? Okay.
This for the players, or can I ask?
Just the players right now.
Sam McCune from the Omaha World Herald. The pitching was great. When you have a first pitch leadoff double, and you guys kind of knock their pitchers around as much as you did, how important was that just to get off to that kind of start and get their starter out within two and a half innings?
It was huge. Webb kind of sets the tone for us, and we love him in the leadoff spot for that reason. So this is the second time in, 2 or 3 games where he's started off like that for us, and it just kind of got the ball rolling. So, yeah, I feel like top to bottom we had a pretty good day at the plate.
Okay, Tom, this should be our last question for the players.
Tom Murphy again. Michael, Peyton moved up to the 2-hole, 5 hits. Just maybe what you saw from his approach and how he sparked y'all maybe a little today.
Kid's a stud. We've been saying it all year. He works extremely hard, and he's seen the ball really deep in the zone right now. I feel like earlier in the year we kind of talked a little bit, and he was a little bit jumpy, trying to do too much maybe, which happens to everybody. But yeah, he's seeing the ball really well right now. You can just tell, even his takes, he's seen it really well. So it's fun to watch, and it's fun to hit with guys on base too.
Okay, guys, get ready for tomorrow night. Thank you. Now, questions for Dave? Right here.
Andrew Hutchinson, hogbeat.com. I guess I'll wait. Dave, you've used the same lineup all postseason until tonight, where you moved Stovall up to 2-hole. What went in that decision? How good was it to see him come through like he did tonight?
Just, the game kind of tells you what to do every now and then, and I feel like Brady's not swinging the bat like he was even last weekend. He struggled yesterday and maybe the second half of the first game here, and Peyton's been swinging it great the whole, I guess, maybe even towards the end of the season, I was going to say, he's swinging it great, ever since we finished regular season, but he swung it well down the stretch a little bit. But he's been really good, since postseason started. So I just thought about it last night. I thought I'm gonna flip those two.
Okay. She's coming. Okay, there you go.
Dave, Matt Foster with KETV in Omaha. Facing elimination, did you expect anything but this type of performance from your guys and the way they played well in all 3 facets?
Yeah, I mean, you never know how it's going to go. I mean, if Auburn would have got off to a great start on the mound, I think we'd have had a really, really good ball game. Both teams didn't want to go home, obviously, and we just jumped out on them. But, you know, speaking for our team, well, we don't want to go home. We think we can play 5 days in a row. We like it. So we're here until we're not.
Adam Cole, Opelika Auburn News. Dave, Auburn's starter has had some relatively short outings this year, hasn't gone much more than 5 innings in most of his starts. You guys got him pretty deep into counts early and, of course, knocked out on 77 pitches in 2 1/3. Was that something you guys had game planned at all for? Or?
It's something that we've been doing a lot better of, at grinding out at bats, fouling off pitches, really the last month. And that's probably why we're here, because we've done a lot better job of, you know, taking what they give us, and we get behind, you know, getting a few more pitches out of starters and whoever, and it's led to some big innings for us, and I think that's what we did tonight. So it's part of our game plan.
Okay, back here.
And Justin Akery, 103.7 The Buzz. Coach, obviously you want the players to take it game by game. You guys did a great job today. But, you know, as a coach, you got to kind of think about the long game, knowing there's 3 games ahead of you. Just curious about strategically in your mind how you're sort of trying to map out, you know, a plan. And knowing obviously there's an organic process, having to play through it as things play out.
Well, you know, we told them after the game last night, did not really get all concerned about that. So, yeah, the coaches, we have to think about that. But, you know, really, we would have thrown everybody we had to win tonight just to get to tomorrow. But fortunately, because Will gave us an opportunity, we got to save our whole pitching staff for the most part. And even Vermillion came in, and we just wanted him to throw 1 inning. If it went well, he only threw 4 pitches. So we got him out of there. We scored a couple more. We put Austin Ledbetter in there, threw 2 nights in a row. And, you know, so, yeah, I mean, strategic. The plan is save as much pitching as you can. With, you know, but and the offense, I mean, they helped us obviously by scoring and, you know, continuing to score. But, you know, you never know how this thing's going to go. Baseball's a funny game, and whatever it takes, and that'll be what we do tomorrow. We'll do whatever we got to do to try to win tomorrow.
Tom?
Tom Murphy, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Dave, I got a 2-parter. Lanzilli's home run, I think, had the same distance as Elko's last night. I wonder what you thought of that shot. And then could you talk us through your potential starting pitching plans for tomorrow?
Yeah, when he hit the ball, I was just hoping it would stay fair. You know, it had a little bit of a northerly breeze, maybe northwest, and I think it held it a little bit when it got up in the air, and it almost started backing up, it looked like. And it means he got inside the baseball pretty good. He didn't hook it. And, you know, that swing, all of a sudden we're up. You know, with the swing before, Michael gets out front and hits the ball over the right fielder's head for 2 runs. And then they visit the mound, and then the next pitch, ball goes out of the park. We score 4 runs on 2 hits. And we're feeling pretty good up 8 runs with the way Will was pitching. You know, obviously we could bring back Nolan on 3 days rest if we wanted. He's talking to us about it. We could go Smith, you know, a couple other guys in there too. Is that what you want to hear?
Andrew Ellis, hogsports.com. Dave, you talked a lot about Stovall and him kind of pressing earlier in the year, and you know he came into the tournament hitting 252, and he's now hitting 309. Just how good is it to see him work through that and then still have a good year despite, you know, struggling early and kind of pressing a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, he had unrealistic expectations of him because, you know, he was a guy that turned down a lot of money. I mean, he didn't even get drafted. He was going to go before the first round possibly. He wanted to go to college, and, you know, he just felt a lot of pressure. You know, with social media and everything else, and you read everything and preseason this, preseason that. It's hard putting that on kids that haven't even seen a college arm yet. And, you know, he has been really good the last month. And it, you know, like Michael said, even his takes are good. I mean, he was out front, and he's not an out front type hitter. And, you know, he's pretty balanced, stays back, and he's doing it now. I mean, he's starting to hit for power, hitting for average, taking his walks, and we've we've really been able to see the future the last month. It's been fun.
Okay, next question for Dave. And if there are none, get ready for tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, your name and affiliation, just like always. Okay. Okay. Brody. We'll wait a second for Carson. I think, there it is. You know the drill. Okay, once again, Butch, give us an overview from your dugout.
Yeah, my first thought is just an exceptional group of people that make up Auburn, especially this baseball team this year. I didn't want this ride to end. I enjoyed getting up every morning and being fortunate enough to be with this group. I think the two losses we had, we scored one run in each game. That was going to make it a challenge, and I thought just down the stretch we had to tip our hat to too many starting pitchers. Conversely, I think it's 10-plus runs that we probably gave up with 2 outs, and those third and fourth innings were too much to overcome. You extend an inning for a team like Arkansas at this stage. It kept happening. So we had some sun, some 2 strikes, and I thought when that field was in a unique playing position they just kept putting the ball in play and good things happened while we were still trying to put the bat on the ball. These 2 guys right next to me are 2 of my strongest men and people, and there's a whole locker room full of it. So we'll just start the next 48 hours, spend a lot of time with them and continuing the good work. And hopefully if we stair-step this program, we can keep fighting and having a feel that the best is yet to come.
Okay, let's have questions for the student athletes, and raise your hand and we'll get a mic to you. Quickly, okay.
Jason Caldwell, Auburn 247, for Brody and Carson both. What's it mean for you guys to get back here again, to be here twice in really 3 college baseball seasons, and to leave the program in such good shape?
It's pretty cool, but obviously we didn't get it done, and that's just what you said. It's a testament to this man right here. He's a great leader. He's one of the best leaders I've ever played for, and wouldn't have it any other way.
A lot of people can say that, coming to Omaha is a once-in-a-lifetime thing, but for me, Brody, Kaysen, and all the other guys that have been here twice, it's an incredible feeling to be able to come to a place of such joy and happiness to the whole college baseball world more than one time. And all that stems from Coach Thompson. Great leader, great man, along with all the other coaches and staff members. Just everybody from top to bottom has made such an impact on me personally, and I know for all the other guys, it's made a big impact on them too.
Okay, next question. Okay, here.
Andrew Hutchison, hogbeat.com. Brody, I'm curious what made Will McIntyre, Arkansas starter, so tough to hit tonight?
I think he had all of his pitches working for him, and I think wherever Turner put his glove, I think that's where the ball was going. I thought he had really good command and didn't make as many mistakes as starting pitcher usually does. And yeah, just he spotted up really well, and all of his pitches were working for him tonight.
Okay, next question. Okay, guys, thank you. Congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
Anything else? Just check with George. Okay, now questions for Butch. Okay. Yep.
Mitch Kutcher, CWS 247. Coach, this group of seniors, they made it to Omaha twice. They had the COVID season. What are you going to remember most about these group of guys when you look back on this team?
I just thought they grew so much as men as much as ball players, but they were a joy. You didn't have to do much this year to get them going or keep them going or get them to bounce back. I thought they had a resilient quality about them, and probably their ability to bounce back. If we had an opportunity to play a game tomorrow, I feel like we're in pretty good shape because of the leadership with that group. But a lot of these guys will move on and do some amazing things. We have some young guys that will absolutely benefit from this experience this year. But this was one of the easiest groups to tell them a mission or give them a challenge and then try to go attack it. And that's just a special group of guys led by a lot of our older guys, especially those two that were right here next to me.
Next question there. Okay, we're going back here first.
Andrew Stefaniak, Auburn Daily. Coach, I just wanted to get your thoughts on the state of the program going forward.
Yeah, we just kind of work hard every day and try to make the right decisions every day. And you wake up, and that's what's the one thing you can do to make it stronger and better. Such a competitive space. I'm not sure I'm the judge of that. I'm part of it. So your head's down. It has to be observed from somewhere else. These are always hard. I can just imagine in 19 or when every season, it's like you need a minute. The first thing I have to do is meet with every coach and every player and then figure out where I got to be in 2 days. And then this was year 30. So Robin and I sitting down, the future and coaching and what do you want to do? But I absolutely know that you can look at pen to paper from the time we've been here to this second and see some growth and stair steps and continuing to be able to do that with our program. But I also think there's some people out doing some amazing things that have left the program in the last few years. So I'm thankful for it, but I'm part of it. I absolutely think we're on the cusp of doing amazing things consistently, and that'll be the driving force to try to leave this program in a better place.
Okay, Aaron.
Aaron 51 baseball. Coach, you talked yesterday about how you guys kind of got some goofy baseball to maybe jumpstart you a little bit there in the middle of that game, but today maybe just not an opportunity to even put much into action there against McIntyre. I mean, you think your offense just kind of was fighting it out here a little bit more than maybe you hoped for, I assume?
Yeah, I thought it was happening in Oregon State a little bit too. We were so unconscious, kind of mindless in the regional, just swing, and it just didn't catch a lot of breaks, and we didn't make our breaks. I thought yesterday we rose up and fought after trying to engage a little bit, but the two losses, we just, we had to tip our hat to too many pitchers there down the stretch. So it's kind of win-loss, and so I was disappointed because I know what we're capable of from that aspect and would have had to do it to continue in this tournament. It didn't happen. And then, Arkansas was just engaged. It's like you just can't allow them to keep getting extended at bats. And we were trying to put them away, but they just, they were fortunate. A lot of things fell for them, but when that inning got extended, they still had the big hit to go with it, and that wound up being too much for us today.
Jason.
Jason, Auburn 247. We know each other a little bit now, so your veterans and your transfers, newcomers, all those guys bonded really early. To see those guys after that game, how close they were, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, it means everything. This will be an experience. We try to tell them we're going to do everything we can to create the best experience of your life, and I think in a lot of instances, already hearing from the players initially, I think they appreciate it, and they know how our administration, our university, our fans gave them the royal treatment this year, and I thought they did their part and saying, thank you. And, our hardest workers are probably our managers. It's a good time to get off the game and talk about that. Trenton Reynolds, Bailey Decker, Quinn Stromberg, Jay Holly, those guys are they're there before, they're washing the guys' clothes, they do everything, and every one of these teams here have great people like that. But there's the players do so much, but they're given so much, and they did an amazing job of showing appreciation. But I just think of our student managers too, of all the work that they do, and they're probably out there cleaning up and still serving us right now where we can get underway and get out of here. But man, there's a lot of people, a ton of people that make this thing go. But I think it was a great experience for every one of us. I think we found a ton of positive stuff out of this season.
You're right here.
Andrew Hutchison, hogbeat.com. I think Peyton Stovall didn't play in the series during the regular season. He had 5 hits tonight. What was your perspective of his performance? What made him a tough out?
Yeah, I thought they got in the 4-hole a lot today. The left-handers got the ball through the 4-hole there, and we were always a step out of there. I just thought they found holes. He's a talent. I know what he was coming out of high school, and sometimes you can get a slower start and then be there. They had 3 or 4 guys that, I think 2 guys that wasn't in our series and then are in there now and going for them. So things change. We probably have some of those same features there. Where early on there were some guys, and now you're doing something different there. I think about Bello in the outfield, and he was there early and then out and then back in there. So just a steady, good, promising player with a bright future he's coming on.
Get back over here.
Brian Stills, Jason's travel partner in Auburn Rivals. You might not have seen any of the highlights yesterday, but having Bruce Pearl here and having the support of other coaches in the athletic department, how much does that mean to this program, and how much does that mean to the university?
Bruce is kind of the face. He's one of our best ambassadors, but I would have to call out from top to bottom. I hear from all of our coaches, and we have some strong ones. We got a strong group. I think of Ralph Spry that was just at Auburn for 25 years with our track and field program, was an Army Ranger, an amazing man and friend. And I can't go down the list because it would be all of our head coaches. It is the tightest group I've been a part of, and they've been so supportive. I think of Johnny Harris for sure, our women's basketball coach, that every time we go back to campus and every time we'd turn around and head back out for the next step, she would be at Plainsman Park there with us. I really want to give her a shout out, but I think it's top to bottom across the board. Alan Green and Brant Ust, our AD and our sport administrator, has been with us on this entire trip, and that's meaningful to a coach, that support, that backing. But our head coaches at Auburn, I tip my hat to them, that they've absolutely have I think everybody on our campus has just appreciated this team. I don't know why, there's been other quality teams, but it just got up in behind this team, and I think this team united a lot of us on campus this year.
Okay, Paul, you got somebody? Okay.
Coming in tonight, 4 of the last 5 are members of the Southeastern Conference. Just talk about how much talent there is in the SEC and how challenging it is to get through the SEC and throughout the year.
I think it's a preparation feature. And yeah, the 2 losses we had here were to SEC opponents. I thought the team that Stanford put on the field yesterday looked like a major league ball club in some aspects. The body's athleticism, the quality of arms that we saw, especially left-handed. The experience at Oregon State was tremendous. UCLA's going to have one of the best teams in the country. Aaron, y'all don't miss on them. They get so many of those special freshmen, and they're about to hook it up. And Coach Savage's team's going to be outstanding. But I think our league is absolutely invested from top to bottom in every one of our schools. And that preparation of going through those 10 SEC weekends absolutely is a benefit. I don't think there's any doubt about it with having to play the level of play consistency every week. You feel like, you're at home, you're on the road. The venues even prepare you for this in such a way. I think we had 93 former SEC baseball players on Major League Opening Day rosters this year. It's just incredible. So that's a pretty good track record. But I think it's playing those 10 SEC weekends is just absolute with no breaks there. If you can withstand, if you don't get buried, and it's a year where you're right above the 500 mark, you can do anything. I think our 19 team that wound up making it here was 14-16 in our league, and I think it's just a proof of what those 10 weeks how it prepares you.
Hey, this will be our last question for Butch.
Andrew Stefaniak, Auburn Daily. Coach, at the beginning of the year, you came out and talked about the operation atmosphere and trying to get people excited about baseball, and you could feel the vibes, especially in the regional round. You could feel the vibes around the program. Everybody was excited. A lot of fans out. A lot of people supporting the team. I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts about that and how it went this year.
Yeah, I just doubled down and believed in what we're doing. So I doubled down. I wanted people to be there and didn't know 100% sure that would end. Our last game would be hosting a regional there, but I just sometimes you just bet on yourself and your program and you try to double down on it. And then you ask some people, can we do X, Y, Z? Can we do a few things? And everybody said absolutely. So team effort across the board. And then, we sold the most season tickets for our program, exceeded 20 after the 19 College World Series team. After coming off a tough year last year, we exceeded the 20 mark and sold more season tickets in the history of our program. So our people stepped up to the plate for this team before we ever played a game. And, I'll never forget that. And I appreciate that. And you know what? I thought our team rewarded them at the end. And I thought that was a nice organic event for us by doing the operation atmosphere to where they stepped up to the plate for us. And I thought we returned the favor there at the end of the postseason.
Butch, thank you. Congratulations on another great year.
Thank you, sir. All the best. We'll fight for it.
I know you will. You want